I'm going to just run through the mouthpieces that I make, which we sell here, because there's 4 different lays. Actually there's hundreds of different lays. I've made a collection over the years from all of the great players, but we market 4 different lays, and I want you to hear how they affect the reed. So rather than choose a reed that's correct for that particular lay of mouthpiece, I'm going to use the same reed, and you will hear it go softer and harder and change tonal quality as I go on to the different mouthpieces. Obviously I'll point out how you could adjust the strength and accommodate that, but it'll give you an idea as to the playability. And I'm going to do this on an E13, nothing special. We're not going to try and enhance the mouthpieces by using one of the most expensive clarinets available, just a standard E13, so you can just hear what a mouthpiece does. Now, I've always played the M1. It's one of our highest sellers. There's quite a number of very famous players who play it, and this is a 2.5 standard Van Doren. For me, it's quite an easy blow. There's no great resistance there with the 2.5, and that's the M1. Now I'm going to go on to the smallest one that I make. This is just my personal one. It's called AW, and it's one that I used for many years, and it's a bit like an American Casper. It's slightly more wide at the tip than a 5RV, but you'll see what happens with this 2.5 reed. I mean, I should really go up to a 3 now, but well, let's use the same reed and you'll hear the difference. You can see immediately that I really need a harder reed on that mouthpiece, but it's also got a slightly different tonal quality, and so just going up the strength of reed there, half a strength, you'll get exactly the results that you want. So that's the smallest one. This at the moment is proving to be our most popular. It's the M3. The M1 used to be very popular, and the M3's just slightly overtaken it recently. I think that's to do with its comfort in playing and also the sound it produces. Again, you'd want probably a number 3 reed on here. The lay is bigger than the small one that I showed you just now, but it's a slightly different shape, and you'll hear exactly what that does. It's got quite a smooth, dark sound. And with that 2.5, I actually feel quite comfortable. But you may want to go up to a 3 because there's not much resistance there at all. Then we have a slightly German influenced one, which is quite a long flat lay. It's particularly suited to the V12 Van Doren reeds, and it clears the sound for them, and they don't sound quite so asthmatic. Sometimes they can, you know, with some mouthpieces. It's longer lay, and it gives you a different quality again. Again, now I would need a number 3 Van Doren on there, or perhaps a ruler peak, a number 3, and that would take that edge off the sound and bring the warmth back in. But again, you've got a more darker sound here. Now here I'm going to still use the 2.5, but really I should be on something like a 3.5. This is the symphonic one, the D3. It's a very long lay. It's taken from a lay that quite a number of very, very revered symphonic players played in this country, and gives you a tremendous amount of projection that you would need in the symphonic situation. And again with a 3.5 on there instead of this 2.5, which is really too easy, you'd get that real weight of sound, particularly for Brahms or Rachmaninoff, where you could really sail over the strings with a solo and have that real comfort of projection. So those are the 4 mouthpieces there, the different lays that we do, which you can come and try. Plenty of reeds for you to test on. Some will work better with ruler peak Van Dorens, some will work better with the V12s, and then the others, standard blue box, the classic Van Doren reed, which I use 2.5 on the M1. I think using the same reed there's giving you a sound picture of what the different designs do. If you want something else, we can always customize that for you, including in the mouthpiece. We can do duck-billed beak here if you want that sort of American approach of the early Morgans, and various other bore reaming to fit the various designs of instrument so that the intonation is correct. You probably know that some of the Blancs take quite a large bore up the top. The Selmers are a much shorter, smaller bore. So we have all of that here, the equipment to accommodate whatever instrument you play. And I hope that sets a sound picture for you now to think about, and then perhaps come along and try some in our testing rooms. Thank you.